All right, here's the 7 o'clock update. We're going to focus on next week mostly in this discussion. It's been a hell of a pattern for the end of winter, considering winter's actually going to be over in a few days. This is going to carry right through into the first week of April. So we haven't seen something like this in a few years. But before I get into next week, here's what I put out on Saturday. So that was a few days before the event started on what I thought would happen with snow for this last storm. And I stuck with it. And here's what actually ended up happening. So you see I had 1 to 3 in most of North Jersey, 2 to 4 north and west, 2 to 4 over here, 8 to 12, 12 to 18. And as of about an hour ago, here were the totals. So we had 1 to 2 down here. So a little bit higher than I expected. 2 to 3, right in the ballpark of what I had. 4 to 5 up here, so extreme northwest. That looked good. Up here, 4 to 8, and up here, 10 to 14 so far, but it's still snowing up there. So overall, if you compare what I had to what actually happened, I don't think it's too bad. I think I did a pretty decent job, especially considering this was released a few days before the storm started. A few areas in here I had in just no accumulation, got about an inch or two over in New York City. A few areas up here got about 4, but overall, not bad. So I give myself maybe about a B plus on that forecast. But let's take a look at what's going to happen for next week. I want to show you what this is going to look like from an upper air perspective. This is before the storm starts this Saturday. You see you have 2 pieces of energy, labeled number 1 and number 2. And these 2 pieces of energy, one's coming from the northern branch, one's coming from the southern branch, are going to combine in the Ohio Valley and then redevelop along the coast. Unlike the last storm that did something similar, though, this is going to be more progressive further south, so we'll get some more rapid development before it gets up into our region. Right now, what I can tell you is there will definitely be a storm. Whether it affects just the southern areas or the northern areas, I'm not sure, but I'm leaning towards a mid-Atlantic snow event for next week. And I'm getting a hunch that it could be something more significant than what we've seen these last few storms. Have given us a few inches. So what I want to do now is take you through each model, what it looks like for Monday and Tuesday of next week. And we're going to start with the highest skill model, which is actually the European Ensemble. So it's actually a variation of a run of the European. And you can see this on Monday has a low sitting just off the coast of New Jersey. This would basically give a snowstorm to all of southern and coastal areas of New Jersey, all the way up into Long Island and also back into Pennsylvania. But it's a little far offshore to give the major snows. But again, we're still 7 days away. But this has shifted further north and west since yesterday, so the trend is there. If we look at the operational run of the European compared to the Ensemble, which is right here, this is what I just showed you in a different format. And here's what the actual operational standard model shows. You can see its Ensemble, which is a variating run, actually has a center of the storm further north and west, which is a good sign. It shows that the operational model may have an error in it, and we really should be looking at really what's going to happen further north and west. Here's what the operational looks like in another view. You can see it keeps the precipitation south of our area on Monday. Again, I think that's going to correct north. If we take a look at what the Ensemble looks like precipitation-wise, major snowstorm, 982 millibar low over New Jersey, southern New England, Delmarva. What I think is going to happen is anywhere down here will end up being mixed in rain, and the real snow I think is going to be, draw a line, say north of I don't even know what highway's over there, 276 I believe, and that's where you're going to see the snow. But again, we're far off. Here is the, see what else we have here. The Japanese really blows up a hell of a storm, the Japanese model. This has a low tracking right up the coast, and I think this actually could end up happening. This has a 978 millibar low, crushing the area with a paralyzing blizzard next Tuesday. We have the British model, which doesn't go out far enough. You can see it develops the low in the Ohio Valley. This would likely jump it over to the coast and give us a similar situation as what you're seeing here on the European. And finally, let's see what else I have here. The Canadian model has a compromise between the 2 extremes I just showed you. So this takes a storm system up into the Ohio Valley, redevelops it, and then this low ends up going off the coast like this. So this will give us precipitation, but maybe more on the order of like a 4 to 6 inch event as opposed to an 8 to 14 inch event. Again, it's very early, so I'm not going to speculate on snowfall amounts. I mean, this very well can end up not affecting the region at all if this wants to skirt out to the south. But that's not the hunch I have. I think this storm will come. I think it will develop right off the coast, and I think we're going to be in for quite a surprise early next week. but it's something I'm going to be watching over the next few days. I'll be writing posts every day on it. Probably, I would say, closer to Thursday, Friday, once the actual storm system here hits the land, I'll actually start to speculate on what I think who will get snow in this whole eastern part of the country. But in any regard, if for some reason the storm does not pan out, because we are 7 days away, I mean, this is the temperatures for the next 10 days, which are just ridiculous. I mean, this is 6 degrees Celsius below normal for most of the whole country, and that's in Fahrenheit over 10 degrees below normal. So again, we have temperatures in the mid to low 40s going into basically the end of March into the first week of April, which is something you don't see too often. So keep checking in. I'll post again tomorrow on this, but for now, that's what we're looking at.